BGST crying. Why the fuck they crying? Oh my god. I'm tired of the fucking crying. Crying about PlayStation. Trying to promote Xbox. They making it hard for me to watch that shit. Yo, hey, I had to make another recording, man, because I wasn't too enthralled by what was said on the BGST podcast, the one that happened on Sunday in the evening. That's vague. I think the date was like the 20th, I believe. And I can't remember which cast member it was, but he asked a question. Why is it okay for people to take shots at them or Microsoft, the company that they love, but it's not okay for them to respond to those shots, you know, in the way they've been responding, which in my opinion has been mostly negative. It comes off as hate. The podcast comes off as they hate everything that's not Microsoft, and they hate everything, you know, they hate everything that's not Xbox, I should say, because I don't think they hate Windows, which I think is weird, because Microsoft does make Windows. It's the main operating system for PC gaming, but that's neither here nor there. The reason I want to answer that question because I think it's interesting. In my opinion, I feel like the podcast, man, has just a lot of hate, man, toward everything. Well, I mean, I just said that already. Now I'm starting to repeat myself, but that's all I get from it. I mean, not all, but that's mostly what I get from the podcast, is that if it's not Xbox, it sucks, you know? And every now and again, it's a little bit more to it than that, but mostly it's just an hour and a half, 2 hour, however long it is, of them crying for the most part, and try to talk up how much the Xbox is great. Now that part I don't mind, you know, talking about how great a product is and y'all happy for it and all of that. That's awesome. It's the hate part that I have a problem with, and it's repeated over and over and over again, and that's where I think the problem lies. If you're wondering why people take issue with the way you all respond, that's it. Maybe people don't want to hear all that hate, man, on PlayStation or PC or whatever you're hating on. And I understand people don't have to listen to you. They can just stop the video and go elsewhere. You know, it's a lot of dick moves being made by a few people on that podcast, especially going by interacting with them on Twitter and seeing some of the comments and stuff they say to people that actually listen to them, that may actually be a fan of the show. But let's put it like this. If you're offering something that people are actually listening to, it's not like they have to pay for it, but people support you by listening to what you have to say and what's on the podcast. That kind of makes them, you know, almost like a consumer in some ways, or a consumer that doesn't have to pay for the most part. You know, the same way you're a consumer to Microsoft or Xbox, you know. And I feel like you should respect what people have to say about your podcast. I ain't saying you have to make the change. You do whatever you want to do. You know, can't nobody control what you say or the content you have on the podcast. But I think that's the answer to the question, man. People take issue with the way you all respond and with some of the things that you talk about, because they kind of want to hold you to a higher standard where you can just talk positively about Xbox and don't really be tripping about anyone else or any other product. You know, it's okay to compare this and that and the other every now and again. That's cool. But when a large percentage of your podcast is just Sony this is terrible, Sony this is terrible, you know, I don't like this about Sony. Where are the fucking games on Sony? How are people? I just don't see it. I just don't see it on PlayStation. It's I mean, that's fine, you know what I'm saying, to do it every now and again, you know. But every podcast, for how long you do it on the podcast, it sucks, man. to hear that over and over again. But maybe, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's the audience, part of your audience loves that you do that. You know, that's fine too. But for those that don't, man, they, you know, like me, probably asking for y'all to just chill on that shit, so because y'all can do a whole lot better without all the hate. But that's just my critique and my personal opinion about it, and my answer to that question. Y'all can do a lot better, and that's the reason why y'all get flack from people on Twitter and this, that, and the other sometimes. Y'all can do so much better and not, you know, sit there and hate on other products or services or whatever. And that's it. All right, man.